Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories as always. I'm your host Chris Jack. Today, checking out the latest silhouette from Adidas and Pharrell Williams on the Humanrace Sichona. Without further ado, let's check them out. Alright, so a brand new silhouette from Adidas and Pharrell Williams. The Shoshone first popped up on Instagram with a friends and family release of an all green pair gifted to a select few around the world. Caused a bit of a storm on the sneaker internet as it was a completely new silhouette that we hadn't seen. Bit of mixed feelings. People weren't really that into it. People wanted to know more. And then we saw an incredible episode with Pharrell Williams on Complex's sneaker shopping with Joe LaPuma. Highly recommend you guys go check that one out, because if you normally watch sneaker shopping, like for me, it's just kind of a bit of a flex for people and like that whole kind of thing. This particular episode was a lot more like wholesome. I definitely learned a hell of a lot more. But in that episode, they did showcase the Shoshone. He was actually wearing this pair. Pretty sure it was this color actually, which is the first release color of the silhouette to come obviously after that, friends and family. Now also in that episode were a whole bunch of other colorways which I guess are set to come down the line. I know that with some of my friends that I'm on with sort of a global Adidas collector groups from around the world, they all got different colors. I think a yellow one and maybe even a burgundy one that released in their territories. These released last Friday the 27th of August here in South Africa for 3,599 Rand and was limited just to adidas.co.za's online store. There wasn't really like a post about it or anything. They kind of just appeared on the website, kind of like a shock drop if you would call it that. But ultimately, being a new silhouette, even though I'm not that into the shoe myself personally, I thought I'd just grab a pair here to review for you guys on Sneaker Stories. Now off the bat, the name Shoshone is synonymous with the Dakota tribe that Pharrell Williams has had their blessing from to use that particular name. The whole ethos and the spirit behind the design of this particular shoe is being connected to earth, which the name Shoshone in the Dakota tribe basically refers to barefoot. And that really just extends to the design of the shoe, using natural form, allowing natural freedom of movement. So really just giving you a shoe that works with your foot instead of against your foot with any kind of restrictions or anything like that. Now I will say the minute I put this particular pair on, I was blown away by the comfort and just that free-form Primeknit upper that you're getting on this particular shoe. They are incredibly comfortable. I will definitely give them that. But before I jump into the shoe, there is a brand new box over here. It's got Humanrace branding on the top of it. It is a top loading box, so it just comes straight off like that. And they've basically used recycled materials in the construction of this box as well. But it was just really nice and refreshing for me as someone who's collected a lot of Pharrell Adidas sneakers to see a new box with the new silhouette. There's definitely something with this particular branding, like they've definitely focused a lot more on the Humanrace logo with Pharrell's skincare line and all of that kind of stuff at humanrace.com. It's just kind of all playing together now with the same sort of level of branding. But onto the shoes themselves, as mentioned, this particular silhouette is something completely new. The first question you're probably going to want to know is if it's Boost or not. It's not Boost, it's just got a polyurethane midsole, but it's an entirely new construction and it's an injection mold system that they've used within the insole to create these kind of organic shapes or structures, at least within that midsole outsole combination. The outsole of the shoe has to be one of my favorite parts on here. You've got this Humanrace debossing, like kind of a print or tooling that's gone into the bottom of the shoe. It's kind of like a crossword kind of thing almost, but just really flows naturally over here with the Adidas Performance logo just represented there in the midfoot. Now as far as I know, this isn't any continental rubbering or anything like that, so I don't really know what that means for durability on the shoe, but I don't think it's going to be too bad on something like this. I just really like how this all kind of feels like a monocoque sort of design in that it flows right up into the midsole, where you've got this kind of linear texture over here. It's almost like a ribbing right throughout there. You know, some people have drawn like similarities to Yeezy product just with the organic sort of design vibes that are going on there. But for me, like, it could be a Yeezy of some sort. It's definitely something close there, but I do think it kind of stands alone itself. Now from a colorway perspective, this release pair over here is done in a team royal blue, a clear aqua over here at the top, and then a really cool color name called Easy Coral on the Humanrace logo, which is just printed straight onto that Primeknit upper, done in that sort of darky kind of orangey color, just with the Humanrace logo. Now honestly for me, I know the blue is like kind of a trending color or whatever, you know, like all blue vibes. Shout out Kanye West for that. But this, like for me, it's just not really a colorway that I can necessarily pull off. It's just like a little bit too much blue. The colors don't really make sense to me that well. I think some of the other colorways down the line might be a little bit better, but this for me is just a little bit too much of blue, if you know what I mean. Moving into the laces over the shoe here, you've got one set of blue laces over here. They're the standard kind of rope laces you get with normal Pharrell pairs with that little 3M stitch in there. And then you get this like yellow pair with it, which makes these even uglier in my opinion from a colorway perspective. But yeah, that's what's provided with the shoes. And then moving to the top of this Primeknit sock-like construction upper, you do have the Adidas Performance logo here done in that clear aqua colorway. Again, it's kind of something that doesn't really like feel right to me. Like it just feels like the proportions of this tongue tag are really, really long. And that's just because of the sock collar that you're getting here. And while I say that, these are incredibly comfortable on foot, and the purpose of the shoe is to kind of give your foot the freedom to move the way it normally would or naturally would without having any restrictions. And Adidas is actually calling that philosophy or technology maybe Futurenatural. Okay, now anyway, moving around to the heel section of the shoe, the midsole over here is incredibly squishy underfoot. Like it is a polyurethane, it's not Boost or anything like that, but it is very, very squishy to touch and definitely underfoot. My least favorite part of the silhouette has to be this little like shark fin thing over here. This is the only place that you see Hue branding on the shoe, and it's really, really small. It's just really odd. It feels pretty juvenile to me. I keep thinking of Baby Shark. Like that's honestly what's just coming to me when I had the shoe on my foot. It's just like, it didn't need to be there. Like it's just, I don't know. It just seems a little bit like too playful for me personally. It is this like kind of polyurethane material. So I don't know if that will stand the test of time or kind of like fall off eventually or something. I don't think it will, but yeah, it's just like an unnecessary addition to the shoe for me. And speaking about that Hue branding, just looking at both shoes side by side here, back to the tongue logos, you do have two Adidas Performance logos. I think with the collaboration, I would have liked to have seen the Hue triangle logo or at least something represented there just from the front of the shoe, because you don't really see the Humanrace stand out here against this blue in that sort of easy coral color. It's just, I don't know, like I feel like I could have had a little bit more Pharrell detailing in more like obvious places and less on weird little triangles sticking out the back of the shoe. Anyway, moving on to the insoles of the shoe, we've got that standard Pharrell design on the insole over here with the reflexology represented there. This time the backing of that is just done on the grass. This is also drawing inspiration from the reason Pharrell wanted to do the shoe, was basically running around like barefoot as a child on grass or just on earth, that kind of thing. So that is represented on both insoles of the shoes. It's going to be quite difficult to show you, but I just wanted to show you underneath the insole of the shoe over here. The strobel over here feels like it's like a very hard molded like plasticky sort of material which is basically sealing off that polyurethane in there. It's just quite interesting to me. It's something you don't really see, but it's like perfectly seamless with the upper of the shoe. So I think that's what's drawing a lot of comfort into the shoe with the on-foot feeling. So yeah, overall I think you've got a very comfortable shoe, and definitely if you are into that sort of free motion, freedom of foot movement, all of that kind of stuff, then this is definitely going to be a cool shoe for you guys to check out. Like if you don't dig the color of this particular one, I'm pretty sure there's going to be plenty of them coming down the line. For those of you that are watching from America, the price was $180. I often forget to say that because I forget how many of you are watching from the States, but $180 in your territory, which is a lot more affordable than we get them for out here in South Africa. I think we're at the $250 mark with a direct conversion of the exchange rate currently. So it is quite an expensive shoe for what it is. I do think they probably could have done better on the price points in this, because there's no like Boost technology or anything like that. But that's it, understanding there's entirely new tooling that would have need to be made to create the shoe. So maybe that's what's pushing the price up, other than the fact that it's just a sort of collab with Pharrell, of course. And last but not least, just sizing on these. I did go with true to size on the Shoshone, and they fit me absolutely perfectly. I wouldn't go up half or down half or whatever it might be. True to size is perfectly bang on. So shout out to them for getting that completely right for me. But that basically wraps up my review of the Humanrace Sichona from Adidas and Pharrell Williams. I hope you guys have found the review helpful and enjoyable. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe right here for more content, reviews, and unboxings down the line. But that is all for today, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.